Okay, so first of all, I would like to pay my high respect to teacher and our classmate. So today is, I am very happy to represent our group to present about the topic is teaching punctuation. And my group, we have 3 members, Mr. Manmunirik and me, Min Narong, and the last one is Mr. Tip Sambat. And now we are going to our content. So here is our content. So part 1, I am going to discuss about introduction, and then in this we are going to detail more about what is pronunciation and pronunciation problem, phonemic symbol, and when to teach pronunciation and individual student, and also pronunciation sequence. And part 2, we are going to discuss about working with the sound and working with intonation and stress and sound and spelling. And the last one is connected speak and influence. And now, without any further delay, so let me go to the introduction. Yes, so introduction, I am going to discuss about the objective of teaching pronunciation and why we should teach the student the pronunciation. So when we teach pronunciation, the student will get aware of different sound and feature of the sound. And students also improve their speaking skill as well, and also make them understand where stress fall and word or phrase on intonation work, as well as it gives extra information about spoken English. And the last one, it helps students achieve goal of improving comprehension and intelligibility. And now we're going to discuss more about what is good pronunciation. So the good pronunciation might be some people, they can speak actually like a native speaker, and it should be intelligible and understand by other speaker of English. This it means that it is like a similar sound or terrain. For example, write the word sing and the word sin. So when the both words are similarly, so when the pronunciation is good, it makes the listeners more easy to understand when we convey the meaning. And word stress rule. So I am going to show you what is the stress rule. For example, so when the word has 2 syllables for noun or adjective, the stress always go the first syllable. For example, like the word table. So the word table, we stress on the first syllable, the word table. So the word ball, we did not stress. And the word happy, so we also stress the first syllable, hap, not p. For 2 syllables for verb and preposition, we always stress on the second syllable. For example, like the word arrest, so we stress on the word arrest, not the word arrest. And between, we stress on the second syllable, between. Okay, so another word is so when the word noun, so when noun and verb, for example, like the word record, so noun, we stress on the first syllable, right? This word record, we pronounce records. And when the verb record is become verb, it's function as verb, we pronounce record. So the word record is we stress. Okay, and now moving to the next point. Okay, so another point is based on Robin Walker 20 and 2010 and 2014, he's emphasized that there are three goals of English language learner, and the first goal is the speaker have a clear goal to learn English to be like a native speaker, and the second goal is the learner have goal to only learn to communicate with the native speaker. So it means that their goal is only learn English to use with native speaker in their own business or in their working. And the last goal is called international intelligibility. For this goal is like we just not focus on study much, but we just focus on understanding each other, right? The speaking word, not the specific one. We just in understanding. Mostly we talk with non-native speaker and non-native speaker, right? To not it doesn't study for the specific like study for professional or doing business, but it's just a normal communication between each other. That's all for this point, and now I'm going to discuss more about the punctuation problem. So what will happen when we have the punctuation problem? So I'm going to raise up about the first point is difficult to hear pronunciation feature. So when we produce the wrong way, so it is hard for us to hear the pronunciation feature. And this case, because our mother tongue is not use the sound we English does. For example, like letter L or T. So some speaker, their mother tongue is it hard to pronounce. For example, like I always heard some Indian speaker, they always said T or two. He always said two. Sometimes it's hard for other speaker to understand what does it mean and how they convey the meaning. So this lead to misunderstand sometimes. Yes, and the second point is physical unfamiliarity. So this point also difficult for us how to use mouth or tongue or nasal cavity, and like when do we use the mouth to, for example, like some word we use in the lip, for example, like p, we use in the lip. For example, k, hard sound or soft sound, we use mouth, we use tongue, we use where should we use the right word or the right pronunciation? It means that the place that you use the mouth or the where we should use mouth or tongue or nasal cavity, like as I had mentioned about some example like cake, for example, like cake we produce in the nasal cavity, like pen or we produce in our mouth or lip. Yes, and the last one is focus on international problem. International problem, this point it means that it is hard to use the tone, or we had to identify the pattern of raising intonation tone. So let me give you one example, right? We said without using intonation tone. Are you coming with us? Right? So this point make the listener misunderstanding about the meaning you convey. You want to make example or you want to make statement. For example, if you want to ask them to go with you, right? Are you coming with us? Are you coming with us? Right? So your tone will rise up. It means that you asking a question, you want somebody to go with you. If you just speak like normal tone, are you coming with us? Right? It is like a statement. It's not a question. So when we ask question, we need to raise our tone up. And so when we explain about something, we did not raise our tone up, right? Today is I am going to supermarket with my family. This is we talking about normal tone. But when we talking emphasize about something that you surprise or something, for example, wow, she looks so beautiful. He looks so handsome. So when we emphasize about something that surprise or unexpected feeling, we need to raise our tone up, or we ask any question, or sometimes we talking or express about our feeling, we sad or regret something. I lost some money, I cannot find, I go anywhere. Yes, we can use our tone down. Yes, so that's all for this point, and now going to another point. Okay, so I am going to talk about phonemic symbol. So when to use and not when to use. When we use phonic symbol to preventing the mistake that occur between teacher and student during explaining in the class. For example, like teacher during teaching, teacher need to raise up the phonic symbol, right, to prevent or to teach the student to understand about the correct pronunciation. And when do not use, where a teacher do not use the phonic symbol. So in order to have the student pay more attention, and in this point, the teacher can show the picture or draw the picture and to call up the student attention. For example, like if we want to raise up the pronunciation, we just draw a picture and show them what is this. And the teacher can play a role as a recorder, right? For example, cow, dog, or cat. So teacher can draw a picture of dog, or cow, or cat. So the student can learn from the teacher effectively also. Yes, that's all for this point. When to teach, okay, to this point I am going to talk about when to teach pronunciation. So if we talk, we teach about pronunciation, it will refer to every lesson when the speaking or listening happen. So first point I am going to discuss the we teach in the whole lesson. Some teacher they might teach for the whole lesson by working on connected speak, or sometimes they move to the stress and intonation tone. Some teacher they work on listening or before moving to pronunciation, or sometimes they might allow the student to work or look at some vocabulary or reading. So to sum up, it means that the teacher teach for whole lesson, this style of teaching. And another one is discrete slope. For this point, teacher not teach for whole lesson, but they separate the lesson into small part. Okay, for example, like in the first lesson they just teach they spend 5 or 10 minutes to work on intonation, and after that they spend another time for reading or correcting some exercise. So it means that they doesn't teach for the whole lesson. I mean, they separate the lesson into small part and then to explain the student into the specific point. Yes. And now I am finish this point and now move to another point. Yes, this point is integrated phrase. For this point, I mean that the teacher teach with the make with the activity. It means sometimes when the pronunciation arrests, for example, in the listening, they emphasize the student to understand about pronunciation, and they're moving on to when they teach reading. When the punctuation arrests, they will explain the student, oh, this is pronunciation, how to pronounce that word, and it means that the teacher use much strategy to teach student about the pronunciation. It's he or she does not focus on the whole our pronunciation teaching. And the last one I am going to talk about the opportunistic teaching. So opportunistic teaching, it means that the teacher doesn't plan. It means that they don't have plan to teach pronunciation, but they teach when the pronunciation happen. For example, is they teach grammar, and then they also explain grammar about the tense, or for example, they they teach about vocabulary. They also explain about vocabulary, but they just emphasize a small and also include the pronunciation. For example, like the word walk, right? They teach about past tense, but they emphasize a small point about pronunciation, like walk, walk. They emphasize the student to understand about the pronunciation. It means they include the small part with the plan. Okay, and like for example, when a teach grammar is walk or place or needs in past tense, but he or she emphasize. I think that's all for this point, and now move to another point. Yes, so this point, I think that's all for my point, and now move to Mr. Munirich. He is going to discuss more about pronunciation and the individual student. So thank you so much.
Sorry, this just in the evening I rotate this point. So this point is my I will respond. I respond 3 points. Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes.
About Brother Munirich, are you okay?
Yes, okay. On 2 point, right?
Yes, so let's
Hello?
continue.
Okay, thank you for you give me a chance to do presentation. And okay, first of all, I would like to high respect to lecturers and all the classmates that present here. Okay, that's my response is a pronunciation and the individual student. Yes, absolutely. When we teach pronunciation, focusing on the following area can create at least enhance student speaking and listening skill. Word and phrase stress. Word stress emphasizing certain syllables in word. For example, in just a sister mentioned a moment like it. Just a moment that the sister that she mentioned already, like the word of record. When we when record is function is now we did that record. When record is function verb, we call it record like this. Okay. Pronunciation and individual student. In multi-girls class allows students to identify their own individual pronunciation difficulty. For example, when revising a list of words as individual students, which words they personally find easy to pronounce and which words they find difficult. That I research word phrase is in passing certain syllable in, for example, sorry. Like phrase stress, highlight important words in phrase to convey meaning. For example, int, I didn't say. I didn't say he stole the money. Stress different word is change the implication. And sentence phrase is the involve emphasizing certain word within a sentence to convey meaning or emotion. For example, in sentence, I really like ice cream. Stressing really change the intensities of liking it. And intonation is the rise and fall of pitch of in speech. For example, rising is intonation is often used in a yes or no question like this. Okay. Very teacher. The areas of pronunciation which we need to draw our student attention and word and phrase, sentence stress, intonation, or connecting speech or sound or spelling. I will raise one example like connect connect speech. Example like the next day when we omit like this the next day. Changing the sound is due to neighboring sound like handbag may sound like handbag. And sound and spelling teaching is a relationship between a sound and their spelling can be have with pronunciation. But for example, like uh, through or rule like this. Okay. And wait, teacher. And sorry, teacher, can you slide back? Okay. The techniques which are useful to numerous pronunciation issues is called out one. Like the example, the stop, sleep, snip, a sheep. The odd one is a sheep, like this. And for example, ask the student to say which word is the odd one out in the following words: comb, calf, cat, and last. Because all the other words have the vowel sound but the different out one is like the word of cat. Because of comb, calf, and last is sound like this. And which stand on in the group announcement, computer, electric, performance, personal because all words are three syllable. Example. Example, computer and electronics are the technical terms related to technologies. And announcement and performance are personal, can relate to action or event. Okay, the area.
ខ្ញុំសុំ admit ឲ្យយើងមួយសិនបាទសារគាត់ចូលយឺតដល់ពេលអញ្ចឹងទៅយើងចូលទៅវាអគាត់យើងតោះ start.
Okay, the area pronunciation which we need to draw our student attention are words and phrase sentence stress intonation connected speech and sound spelling, like the words of bird. Okay, word, won't.
Ma'am, need it?
It's me, sir. No meditation.
Some bad.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Again, the words of pronunciation which we need to draw our student attention are word of phrase, sentence, phrase, intonation, connected speech, sound like spelling, and the teaching which we use full to numerous pronunciation issues is called out one out. And for example, ask the student to say which word is the odd one out in the following words: come, calf, cat, and last. So because all the other words have the vowel sound R. And which stand out in the group announcement. Teacher, this one I present already, teacher.
This one?
Is my point?
I think this one, teacher.
Not yet, teacher.
This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Intonation and phonetics, the moletic pattern of utterance in conveys different for expressive meaning, surprise, anger, or delight. It can also serve grammatical function. For example, in English, rising intonation at the end of the sentence indicate a question, while a falling intonation indicate a statement. Like example. And ask the student to match intonation tone with meaning, role playing, and dialogue scenarios for students to practice using appreciate intonation, like greeting, making requests, expressing emotion. For example, dialogue: "Can I borrow your pen?" Rising soon, he is falling. Chắc cái mua là đỡ point vậy.
This one, Samad?
Yes, lecturer.
Okay, so why do you always pause your presentation?
What, lecturer?
Why do you always heard your presentation.
Sorry, teacher. Just I have short time to.
Oh, you have to prepare before you present.
Yes,
Okay, so
yes.
let's
Teacher.
start.
Teacher Samad, give my point.
Yes, Bông Rịt.
This is my point.
Yes, absolutely, Bông Rịt.
This slide, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, lecturer.
Yes, morning.
Yes. And good morning, all my classmates. So today, my group's presentations. I don't have time for presentations. Okay, thank you so much. So this my point. Point 2 points, sound and spelling. Sound and spelling refer to the relationship between how words are pronounced. Sound and how they are written and spelling. This connection is especially important in language learning, particularly for English, where the relationship between sound and letter can be considered. Key connections to teach students are focus on the correct correspondence between sound and spelling is to ask the student to listen carefully to what they read by using their inner ear. Like clue, right? Clue. So before the teach the students, so we want to prepare the pronunciation, like what is more like vowel and its song and consonant. Vowel in English, we have vowel in English is divided to like e, a, o, it is a vowel, and then its song like a, o, I, ow, oi, e, o. We have eight. Okay. Like a clue, right? Clues. Vowel clue. Through, right? Through. Right? Vowel fun. So we have rough. Country, not country. Some students they read country. Pronunciation can't, right? Country, right? Country. Young, right? Soul, right? Sound, no sound, sound, right? Sound, full, sorry, fall, how, out, right? Out, up, right? Short, right? Short, wood, right? Wood,
Brother Mani read, so your speaking is look like so loudly, and it is also expanded sound as well. So if possible, you can prepare your place with properly, because your sound is not good enough for listening. So if possible, you have to prepare, or you have to find the other place for the prepare.
yeah.
ស្ដាប់ទៅរៀង low
Hello. Em lại cá sir.
ដកកាសចេញទៅដកកាសចេញវិញ You can remove your earphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, it is good enough. Thank you.
Okay, so continue. Like right? Could. Right? Wow. Wow. Dotes. Right? Dotes. Okay. Let us put the other word. Did you move to this line?
This one, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, please.
Connect speech and fluency. Uh, so when we clear the pronunciation is good, right? Like vowel and diphthong, right? Okay, good pronunciation is the sound of word and the chant they come into they comes into contact with each other. Okay, number two, there are three text procedure for the teaching a student. A straight one, comparing a start by showing a student a sentence and a phrase and help them pronounce the word correctly. For example, I am going to see him tomorrow. I am, am going to see, right? To, vowel to see him, it, right? Tomorrow. Straight to the identifying, let student to listen the correct, record, then ask them produce a full writing grammatical of what they hear. For example, do's, right? Do you need coffee, right? Coffees. Do you need coffee? Right? Do you need coffee? Production, get them to say fresh and the sentence as quickly as possible. Right? You can next slide, teacher. Friend, this is my group, the house Farsi friend fit call. These 2003, the Cambridge Colloquial out the English language. Second, Cambridge University Press. A comprehensive resource on English language structure, including the pronunciation rule to trust. Trust the if should lives the zero tolerance approach to pronunciation profile books.
Okay, brother, no need to no need try your best to read for the reference. You just only show and then finish. Okay.
Yes, thank you, lecturer,
Because
and thank you, my classmate.
reference, it is nothing. It is only evident that you can quote any contents from your topics. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then